All right, and final question for today is from Cindy. As an INFJ, how to mindfully handle disappointment without doing the door slam? Okay, actually, no, there is another question to come. Okay, so how to mindfully handle disappointment without doing a door slam? Great question. Great question. If you are in this development group, then I hope that you're seeing an INFJ door slam as a last resource that you use with narcissistic people or sociopathic people, and that it's not your main way of setting boundaries, because it is not a healthy way as a standard response to set boundaries. Okay? If you're in a healing stage, you're going to feel like what I've just said is really invalidating. And if that's the case, you should be over at INFJ, INFP healing group and not in this group, and work through this issue. Now, I love how you've asked this question, because it clearly shows that you are at a stage where you're willing to not look at the door slam as the predominant way of setting boundaries. So what I would say to you is, handling the disappointment really comes down to understanding that the other person is not doing what they're doing to hurt you. They're doing what they're doing because that's all they can do. It might, most of the time we're just a collateral damage. How we're feeling is collateral damage from their coping mechanism. So just extending a little bit of compassion towards the other person and say, hey, they're doing the best they can. Not that has to be okay for me. So if it's not okay for me, I can just talk to them and say, hey, look, I appreciate that you're doing the best that you can, but I can't be around this space. So I need to just have a little bit of I'll talk to you another time. I can't talk about this right now. Or even just say, hey, what you're going through is something that's really triggering for me, and I'd love to be able to be there for you, but I just feel like I can't. I'm just going to contribute to your problem. So I need a little bit of distance. So can I call you next week, or can I talk to you next month, or can I talk to you in a couple of weeks' time, or whatever? So you own that the disappointment of how you're feeling is actually your own issue, and that they're not trying to do that to you. Unless they're sociopathic or narcissistic, they're not going to try and do that to you deliberately. Okay, so just please know that. So that would be the first step for me that I would start with. But please let me know that you tried that and how it turned out. And even a slight little shift initially when you try something new is important to acknowledge. So you need to practice this at least 30 times to expect a significant change, because you're not good at doing these things yet because you haven't practiced them. So give yourself time to practice.